Hey there, welcome back to Flat Tire Farm. We're a 40-acre off-grid homestead building in Alaska, and on this Azure Standard, I got 230 pounds of berries and citrus, and a couple of other odds and ends. Now, before I go through with you the stuff that I got this time, let me show you what I made with the stuff we got from previous orders. Now, I've been promising you guys for a while that I'm going to make soap, and I finally got around to it because, well, it's been busy on the homestead. So, I made some lavender soap, some lemongrass soap, and this is orange oatmeal. And I used some coconut oil and olive oil that I got on Azure Standard. And I'm not sure that it counts as food preservation, but I did use some of that 50-pound bag of oats that I got from Azure Standard for this orange oatmeal soap. Okay, on to the next thing. I got these cute little jars on Amazon. I'll leave the link below. I think they were pretty cheap. But I made 60 jars of blueberry syrup for gifts. Pretty cute, huh? Now, because winter time is fading off and the sun is out here again in Alaska, I was able to use the food dehydrator because if you don't know, we live only on solar power. And I've got this whole half-gallon jar of blueberries. And so that finished up the blueberries that I got on the last order. Now, one of these updates is a project we've been working on for over a year now. We got a case of organic pears from Azure Standard, and I processed them into pear vinegar and pear butter. But we kept the seeds, and Mr. Reef planted them. We grew them last year. They grew, I don't know, 16 inches tall, and we planted them outside in the garden this last fall, to see if maybe magically they would overwinter. Now, that was a long shot because fruit trees have a really hard time overwintering here. And surely not pears. But we are not giver-uppers, and so we planted it in the garden, and I'll show you that update. Well, here's last year's pear that we grew inside and then planted right before winter. It might not be dead. I'm not sure yet. I think we got to give it a little bit more time to find out. Yeah, it's not bone dry. Maybe it overwintered. Now, continuing that, we had also saved some of those seeds. We put them in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. And when it was planting season, just recently, the last couple weeks, we did plant some more of those pear tree seeds to see if they would grow. And we planted them in this little flat here, and we planted 6 of them. And don't be fooled, these 2 are not those pear trees. Those 2 are things I planted because, well, none of them sprouted. I know there wasn't a lot of updates because, well, we've been super busy on the homestead and I haven't really had time to process anything except what absolutely had to get done. So hopefully I'll be able to find time to process all this. Fingers crossed. All right, so let's use these little guys to help us get to our first thing that we got this time. These are carrots, and I cut the bottoms off the carrots and stuck them in the dirt. Now, these are carrots that we grew in our garden last year, and if you didn't know, carrots take 2 years of growing to be able to produce seed. Well, here in Alaska, we can't overwinter a carrot. Like, barely not so much stuff overwinters here, okay? So what I did is I saved these carrots in the cold room, and I cut the bottoms off, stuck them in the dirt. Now, this will be their second season, and my hopes are that they will grow enough to produce seed, and I'll be able to seed save carrots, which is not something you can do in Alaska. So in that light, I did buy this 25-pound bag of organic carrots, and they're like $1 a pound if you buy them from Azure Standard in a 25-pound bag. And I am always ecstatically happy with the size and the quality of the carrots that come. Now, these ones that came this time, I'm not sure if you can see it, but some of them have little sprouts on the tops already. And that's going to be okay for me because I have some plans for these carrots. I'll get them processed up pretty quick. But I think what I'm going to do, because they're organic carrots, I'm going to cut the bottoms off and try to grow maybe more than just the 2 that survived my cold room. So we'll see how that goes. Plans I have for these carrots. I'm going to try to make, I don't know if you make like a carrot salad that has vinegar and olive oil and salt and pepper, and you let it marinate in the fridge for a while. It's super good. But I'm going to try to make a pickled carrot canned version, and then all you'd have to do is take it off the shelf and add the olive oil and mix it up. We'll see. I don't know if it's going to work, but if it does, I'll bring it to you on the next video for sure. One of the main reasons that I order from Azure Standard is because I can often get organic produce in bulk cheaper per pound than I can get the non-organic kind locally. Now, I have to pay a bit of freight to get it here, so we order from Azure Standard, then we pay a freight company to get it here. And I pay about 30 to 40 cents a pound for freight. So all of the costs and things that we're going to talk about today include that cost of freight, okay? And as always, I'll leave everything that I bought in the description below, what I paid for it, and then also the shipping totals, as well as a link to Azure Standard if you're interested. Okay, moving forward. So I got 38 pounds in a case of each organic grapefruit, organic oranges, and organic lemons. Now the Azure Standard price is about $60 a case, and I pay about $13 in freight to get it here. Now the organic lemons that I bought this time with the cost breakdown was about $1.92 a pound, including the cost of shipping. If I were to buy organic lemons locally, cheapest I can find is $3.31 a pound. So that's $1 and some change. That's a good savings, right? Now, what if I'm super cheap and I don't care that it's organic or not, and I just want to buy whatever I can get, non-organic or not, doesn't matter. Well, the non-organic lemons here in Alaska, cheapest I can find, $2.47 a pound. So buying organic through Azure Standard, I saved 50 cents a pound compared to the non-organic kind locally. So for me, that's a great deal. Now the oranges, they came out a wash. They were exactly identically the same price. So I would rather buy from a family-owned company than a big box store. Now, locally, you can't even buy organic grapefruit. Maybe there's a specialty store an hour and a half away somewhere that maybe I can buy organic grapefruit. But this organic grapefruit in bulk from Azure Standard with the cost of shipping is $1.91 a pound. Okay, that doesn't sound too horrible, right? But I can buy non-organic grapefruit at a Walmart for $1.91 a pound. So for me, that's a good deal. I paid exactly the same price and got a better product. Okay, moving along here. Couple other things I bought. On a couple of orders ago, I bought a whole bunch of berries. Well, I needed a whole bunch more berries. I got 115 more pounds of berries. 2 more cases of organic blueberries, a case of strawberries, and a case of cranberries, which I'm really excited because I'm going to make a cranberry sandwich spread. That is so good. So when I get around to doing that, I'll make a video for you. Hopefully soon, because there is no room in the inn in our freezers right now with all of these berries in there, I'll tell you that. So I got to get processing them. If you watched our previous Azure videos, you'll see that I found these 2-gallon Gamma lids that I can get on Azure Standard to fit on a frosting bucket. Now, if you don't watch our videos, then I'll just tell you real quick. A frosting bucket is a 2-gallon food grade bucket that you can get. I get them at Walmart or Fred Meyer's. It might be Kroger for you. But they buy frosting to decorate their cakes at their bakery section, and then they have these buckets when the frosting's all gone to sell or get rid of. And so I can buy them for a little more than $1, and I use them for all of my dry food storage because they're a food grade bucket for $1. Now, if you were just going to buy a 2-gallon food grade bucket at the store, just empty as a bucket container, you're going to pay $5 or $6. And for me, that's a ridiculous price. So I was really happy to see these Gamma lids fit. And if I bought a 15-pack of Gamma lids on Azure Standard, and maybe 15 is way too much for you, but like I said, for me, it's what I put all of my dry food storage in, they were $5 a lid. Now, I looked at Amazon to try to do some price checking for you. And the cheapest price that I could find for a 2-gallon Gamma bucket lid was 2 of them for $27. There's no way I'm paying that money. I still, in all honesty, I think $5 is way too much for a lid. But I was happy to see that I could get a super better deal than anybody else was going to offer me if I bought them in the 15-pack. So I did that. Okay, the rest of our items are things that I shop out of the clearance bin on Azure Standard. I am always looking in the clearance bin. They change it every day. There's more items in there. And so the first thing that I kind of waffled about buying, actually it was in my cart, then out of my cart, then in my cart, then out of my cart for like a month, were these ginger shots. They were on sale as a case of 144 of them. So each of these boxes has 12 of them in there. And so there was 12 of these boxes in that case, making 144. Okay, so it was $137, which seems like a whole lot of money for me to spend on something like this. Now, ginger shots are kind of like, I don't know if you have heard of 5-Hour Energy. It's just like a little energy shot. Well, now they have these more healthier versions, and they're like $3 or $4 for one little shot, and that's just crazy. But when I found these for about $1 a shot, I was like, well, we'll try and see how it goes. We get pretty tired on the homestead, and sometimes we just need a little pick-me-up. And so this is a natural way to do that. It's a good immune booster. It's got a lot of cayenne pepper in it, so it's good for your gut health. And I'll tell you, if you don't like ginger, I wouldn't get this. I love ginger. This is 30% straight ginger juice and lemon juice and cayenne pepper. And it's in a little glass bottle, which you know I'm gonna save. Also down here is some organic powdered creamer, and it was 50% off because it was about to expire or expired already. And I thought I'd try it because I do like creamer in my coffee, but most of it just gives me a stomach ache. So whatever's in it is not great for me. And so I thought I'd try something more natural. Sorry if you can hear our goose. She's chirping. She hears my voice, and I'm her mama, so it's okay, girl. Anyways, so I thought I'd try this organic kind of no junk version, and it tastes good, and it does not give me a stomach ache. But on sale, it was like $6.87 a bag, which is just way too much. So I likely won't buy it again, although it does taste good and doesn't give me a tummy ache. I'll probably really just buy heavy whipping cream and call it good, even though that's extremely expensive. At least I know it's not going to give me a tummy ache until our goats start giving milk, and then I'll just put that in my coffee. You want to come down, girl? This is little Eglantine. This is her video debut. We haven't even showed her yet on our regular videos, so you get a special treat. I'm her mama. We're hatching geese eggs, and she's the only one that has hatched. But she wanted to come out and visit, so she's going to come and hang out with me while I finish this last bit of the video. Huh, buddy? Now, this one's the showstopper for me. This is a 32-ounce bottle of lemon essential oil. Now, I paid $93 for it. I think because the label was scuffed or something, I got a 10% discount. Originally, it's $103. Now, that sounds like probably a whole lot of money to somebody. But I make soap with the essential oils, and remember from the last video I got poppy seeds, and now I got the lemon, so now I can make lemon poppy seed soap, which I'm excited about. But essential oils are expensive. You know, I can go on Amazon from some individual seller that isn't necessarily affiliated with Amazon, and they'll send me some junk printed label in their garage variety that is just vegetable oil mixed with a little bit of lemon oil, and I've done that and gotten really horrible quality essential oils. If I bought a decent quality brand that actually comes from Amazon, they won't even ship it to me. They won't ship me the essential oils for whatever reason. They've stopped doing that in the last year, so that means I'm really limited. So my only option then is to buy it locally. Now, Walmart does sell essential oils, kind of the mainstays, their generic brand. And I haven't tried it out. I don't know what that quality is. However, I can get a half ounce of it for $4.87. And if I was going to buy 32 ounces of essential oil, the Walmart brand, it would cost me $311. That's way too much. I'm just not spending that money. So for me, this was a awesome, refreshing find that AZURE Standard sells this lemon essential oil in big bottles. All right, girl, you want to say goodbye? Thanks for joining me for my AZURE Standard video. We'll go put Eglantine back under the heat lamp, huh? And we'll catch you on the next video. Yeah, are you a good girl? Are you a good girl? Yeah. Are you my buddy? Yeah, I love you.